Hello.
Thank you for joining us today with Margie and Tom. We'd like to open up in prayer today. So why don't we just open up our hearts and our minds through the Holy Spirit. Our subject today is going to be about honor and respect. We hear it a lot, but really, what does it mean? And we want to give you an example of that. Why don't you start?
Well, honor and respect, we talk a lot about that in marriage, right? But the actual definition of honor is to have great esteem. So I want you to kind of think about your spouse and think about great esteem. Like, what would that look like? And respect is to show regard and consideration for. So God calls us to honor and respect. So I want you to think about what that looks like. And that's what we're going to talk about today, or the lack thereof, and how to bring it back into your relationship.
We had a situation happen. We were at a family member's home, and I was offered a cup of coffee. I haven't been drinking dairy because it really affects my bones and my muscles. And Margie's aware of this and really covers my back. So we were out, and I was offered a cup of coffee with half and half, which I absolutely love. And I gave the response of yes. But when I did it, I didn't do it respecting Margie. I did it as if I was a spoiled kid or I can't get it at home. And what I didn't realize is that I hurt Margie's feelings. It wasn't the truth and the answer itself. And I disrespected Margie. And that hurt her. And there was a rift. Something just was off the balance. And we weren't able to define it until we kind of reviewed and exposed that thing.
Yeah, and thankfully my husband actually examines certain things, or he figures it out eventually. So it's good to just really ask the Lord to make us aware. I wasn't sure what was going on either, because I was kind of distant and kind of angry. Like, I was hurt, but I didn't really even know what I was hurt about. Like, I just knew that something had happened and now there was a rift between us. But I wasn't really examining it or fixing it or doing anything about it. I just knew that something had occurred. And he actually figured it out. He said to me later on, he goes, I figured it out. I know what happened. And I was like, what? He's like, well, when I was offered the half and half, I kind of threw you under the bus by being like, acting like I can't have it. Like, you got into defensive mode. Like I don't make you have to not have half and half. That's something you decided. So it was a really healthy exchange in the end. We got to talk about it. We got to fix it. And we recognized that we weren't honoring and respecting. And, moving forward, we're going to put those words at the forefront. Like, when we go anywhere, we have to remind ourselves, I'm going to honor and respect you.
And we try to do that in everything, but we forget.
We make mistakes.
Yeah, we take it for granted. I pulled from her love reserves, and that made her vulnerable to the hurt.
But just acknowledging it and asking for forgiveness and me being able to forgive him made all the difference in the world. We were able to come back together and have our love banks filled. So it was great.
Yeah, and we lived happily ever after.
Never to disrespect or dishonor each other again.
So for more information, please join us at www.counselwithchrist.com.
Thank you for joining us.